in Paradise, brought to you by... Adventures in Paradise. Starring Gardner McKay as Adam Troy. With James Holden as Clay Baker. Incidents in Suva. Guest stars, Joanna Barnes. Abraham Sofair. Marjorie Bennett.
This best place in Suva?
Don't let the front fool you.
Excuse me a moment. Captain Troy, it has been a long time.
Rama, I brought you cash customer.
Look around, please. I will be with you in a moment.
Thank you.
You have selected two very beautiful pearls indeed, Miss Winthrop. You choose with discretion.
Thank you. My husband always told me, in shops like yours, the rarest gems are never on display.
Correct. Permit me to show you something incredible. From Ceylon, the most perfect emerald I have ever seen.
Oh, it is incredible.
It is valued at 30,000 Fijian pounds.
$75,000.
I only have 2 pounds for Sonia's birthday present.
Chandras. The trouble I've had finding this place. You asked directions. Chandras, sure. 4 blocks down and 3 blocks to the right. And what are they selling at that Chandras? Fish. Now, I want something simple. A bracelet for my niece. Very fat wrist. And where does a fat girl find a husband these days? I told my sister many years ago to put that girl in the diet. But it's chocolate sodas, and it's chocolate pies, and between... Gracious, now look what you've done.
I haven't done anything.
Well, no matter. At least you can help me pick them up.
Please, let me help.
Well...
Miss Winthrop, you have the emerald.
I put it on that pad.
Lady, please, your name.
Mrs. Higgins. Agnes Matilda Higgins. Why?
There was a valuable gem here on the table, Mrs. Higgins. Perhaps it fell into your bag.
Well, we must look. There you are.
Well, they've been given complete physical search, including fluoroscope. By the nurse here, neither of them has it. And for the record, Ramat has also submitted his person to search.
But one of them must. Why, Captain Troy and his friend were standing only a few feet away. They saw the whole thing.
And one of these ladies must have taken it. Is that right, Captain?
It certainly seemed that way to me.
I have never been so sickeningly humiliated in all my life. If you don't release me immediately, I shall call the American consul.
Why are you so upset, dearie? I can't wait to get home and tell Millie about being stripped to the buff in Fiji.
I don't know about your legal procedures, but back home we have such a thing as suing for false arrest.
I can't hold anyone without evidence from it. You're free to go, Miss Winthrop.
You'd think with her figure she wouldn't mind taking her clothes off.
I can't understand what happened to it, Captain Troy. It disappeared into thin air.
Well, at least you're insured.
What is money when a gem is one of a kind? Forgive me, Mr. Kalimakaha. Perhaps this bracelet will fill your need. It is only 2 pounds.
To Sandy would be more pretty than your emerald.
Oh, Miss Winthrop, I beg of you to understand my position. The emerald was extremely valuable. It was necessary for you to go to the police station.
Mr. Chandra, when I want something, a distasteful incident does not stand in my way. Those pearl earrings, I wish to buy them.
You still want them?
You said they were your finest. How much are they?
1,000 Fijian pound.
And how much is that in American dollars?
I will give them to you for only 2,000.
All right, I'll take them.
You're most kind. Please accept my humble apologies. I have put the earrings in a small silver box with my compliments.
I will accept only the earrings. Good day, Mr. Chandra.
That girl is all heart.
$5 whole. Man, you're gonna spoil that, Vahini.
Not spoil Sandy.
The important thing is that she loves you for yourself, not for your money. All a woman needs is a place to cook the food and a strong voice to holler for the kids. You start spoiling like this, no telling where it'll end. It'll end like that. Good afternoon,
Miss Winthrop.
Clayton Jackson Baker. At your service, Miss Winthrop.
If I'm correctly informed, this vessel is scheduled to sail for Papeete.
If it were up to me, miss, it'd go anywhere you wanted.
Papeete will be just fine.
We sail for Papeete in an hour.
I thought I'd seen the last of you.
Not if you're sailing on this ship. I'm her skipper. Now, I haven't seen the passenger list yet, but I'll assume your name is on it. Well, these men have built-in taximeters. Of course, money doesn't mean anything to you. Shall I tell them to leave your stuff ashore or put it below?
Would you be good enough to show me to my cabin, Captain?
With pleasure. Ben? First cabin on the right.
Man, what a dish. You dig those high heels and that matched luggage?
You told me not good for Vahini to have all those fine things.
Well, that's different. She pays for them with her own money.
Well, you gave him enough for a down payment on the schooner.
Is that any concern of yours, Captain?
Skipper, we're just gonna have to change our name to the SS Tiki. We're getting to be a regular cruise ship.
What's up?
There's a list. 3 more passengers due. 2 male, 1 female.
Kim Hopu, Jeffrey Dunn, and Agnes Higgins.
Yeah, and I've never seen a good-looking Agnes yet.
Where till you see this one?
You mean she's in racing trim like Miss Winthrop?
If Miss Winthrop's in racing trim, Agnes Higgins is a seagoing tug with a full head of steam. Good day, gentlemen. I'm Adam Troy. I'll take your passports.
Captain Troy, I'm Jeffrey Dunn. You run a trim ship, Captain. I appreciate that sort of thing.
Thank you.
Kim Hopu from Honolulu. My passport and my card, Captain.
Kim Hopu. Learn the mambo and cha-cha-cha and 10 easy lessons.
I've just opened a branch office here in Suva, Captain. When I'm finished, the mambo will have swept the South Pacific. Just think of it. The South Seas brought up to date. Native drums swinging to a bongo beat.
Isn't that a stupefying idea? Welcome aboard. If you'll excuse me, my maid will show you to your quarters.
This way, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
I say, young man, haven't I seen you before? Why, of course, at the police station during my 3rd degree.
Hello, Mrs. Higgins.
Why, Captain Troy, I might have known you had a boat like this the very first time I met you. Your walk, your talk. You've got ocean spray written all over you.
You make me sound a little damp.
No offense, Captain. I do hope you'll see to it that I have a nice cabin.
The best we have.
And I hope all your other passengers like shuffleboard.
Shuffleboard?
What's a cruise without shuffleboard?
Oh, Mrs. Higgins, this isn't a cruise ship. We just take cargo and passengers from port to port.
Now, Captain, you mustn't think less of yourself for carrying cargo. As I've told my sister Millie 100 times, all of us in this world have to make do with what we have. Now, you still have a nice wooden floor for shuffleboard over there in the middle.
You mean midships?
That's what I said. Now, clear it of all that debris.
You mean our deck cargo?
Yes, that's it, and it'll make a perfect area. Now, you... Who is this?
Mrs. Higgins, this is my mate, Clay Baker.
Oh, Mr. Baker. Now, if you'll make the wooden discs and the pushers, I'll find some paint. And that midships... You see, I got it right. That'll be ready in no time at all.
Mrs. Higgins, you're everything I heard you were. A real seagoing...
Get ready to shove off, Mr. Baker.
Why, thank you, Mr. Baker. Now, let's you and I get to work right away.
Mrs. Higgins?
Yeah?
Have you ever heard of Captain Bligh?
Why, of course. I loved the picture. He made everybody walk the plank, didn't he?
Well, I've made people walk the plank for less than painting my forward deck. Do I make myself clear?
Oh. No shuffleboard?
No shuffleboard, Mrs. Higgins, and now my mate will show you to your cabin.
Sailing, sailing over the bounding main. Well, you know, I guess Columbus didn't have shuffleboard either. I think it'll be even more fun than shuffleboard.
Really, Captain, I didn't expect there'd be a difference between first class and tourist on your romantic little ship. But this is the end.
No, no, no. Mrs. Higgins booked passage in Suva from the agent just the same as you did.
Oh, she's a disaster.
You're going to have to learn to live with all of us. Tiki wasn't built for a blue ribbon run.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take out my hostility on you.
Well, what are you so sore about? I mean, it can't just be Mrs. Higgins.
Is analysis your hobby, Captain?
Dream interpretation in the main cabin, group therapy in the forecastle. Why, when a headhunter gets a hold of one of my passengers, there's nothing left to shrink. I knew you could do it.
Could what?
Laugh.
My husband died 2 years ago.
That's too long not to laugh when you're so young.
He wasn't much older. He had a good marriage. And suddenly there was only the money left.
Say, Pappy, which one you want, whirlaway or equipoise?
What are you talking about?
The Tiki handicap. Well, we gotta have some social activities for our passengers.
Oh, you're a cruise director now, huh?
Well, you said yourself there's no room for shuffleboard, so Ms. Higgins is gonna cut out these cardboard horses, and then we'll just set them on the cargo hatch and roll the dice.
This was Mrs. Higgins' idea?
No, but she took to it like a duck takes to water, and she's organizing a tournament.
Leaving you plenty of time to make book.
Well, what's so bad about it? It's all going to a worthy cause, the Seamen's Charity Relief Fund.
Mm-hmm. The relief of Clayton Jackson Baker?
Well, if I qualify as a destitute seaman, I can seek relief same as anybody else.
You know, we're all so lucky, Captain Troy. On other ships, they just fight to sit at the captain's table. Oh, it creates bad feelings, passenger against passenger. Oh, but here, we all sit with you. We're just one big happy family.
Please excuse me.
That girl's an icicle.
She's a very beautiful one.
Personally, I think she's a lady.
Oh, you men. You're all victims of modern merchandising methods.
I fail to see what merchandising methods have to do with Miss Winthrop.
Well, if a product is packaged attractively and well advertised, there's a big demand for it, no matter what's inside the wrapping.
You are a very wise woman, Mrs. Higgins.
I'm just an old busybody, traveling around the world, getting in everybody's hair.
An awkward talent.
Well, if you'll excuse me, I have to take the helm.
Don't worry, Captain Troy. We'll keep everything ship-shapes below deck. My, but I'm getting nautical now.
My trick at the wheel, Mr. Cruise Director.
Ah, cut it out, Skipper.
You know, there's a lot more to Mrs. Higgins than this shuffleboard.
Yeah, she's not only a real sea tug, she's got 2 heads full of steam.
Evening, Mr. Donne.
Lovely night, Captain. Nice faltering wind.
Have you done quite a bit of sailing?
I've done quite a bit of many things, including taking captains into my confidence when necessary.
All right, I'm listening.
Let me tell you a little story, Captain Troy. There's a famous jewelry store in San Francisco, Corbier's. About a year ago, a woman walked in and created a fuss. She picked on another lady customer. During the confusion, a diamond pendant disappeared, valued at well over $100,000. A thorough search turned up nothing. Naturally, the woman was released. Have you heard the story before?
It has a familiar ring.
It's even more familiar when you realize that the woman in San Francisco and the woman in Chandra shop in Suva are one and the same person. Our loquacious fellow voyager, Mrs. Higgins.
You get around quite a bit yourself.
I'm very well paid for my travels, Captain Troy, by Indemnifiers Limited of London. Perhaps you've heard of us. We're very well known all over the world, you know. While the police tend to lose interest in the chase after a bit, at Indemnifiers, persistence is our motto. Also, we don't believe that gems vanish into thin air.
All right, why are you telling me all this?
Because I need your help, Captain. I'm convinced that the emerald is right here with us, aboard the Tiki.
Hopu for the mambo, huh?
It's going to be very easy, Mrs. Higgins.
Sure.
Now, it's going to be back, forward, together, forward, back, together. it, Mrs. Higgins. Ah, you're as light as a feather.
Flatterer, tell me more.
Mrs. Higgins, I shall give you my special Tiki cruise price, my entire cost of 10 lessons.
How much?
For the lowest possible price, absolutely nothing.
Free lessons? Why me?
I'm very fond of you, Mrs. Higgins.
Oh.
You know, mature women are so much more attractive.
Oh, I could dance this way forever. But I'm getting sure to win. Miss Winthrop, I'm an old woman and you're a young woman, and I need this chair. Don't just stand there. Dance, dance, enjoy, enjoy.
You have a go, Miss Winthrop. Come, Miss Winthrop, it's very easy. I'll show you. You don't need any lessons, Miss Winthrop.
The icicle is melting, eh, Mrs. Higgins?
We pause now for station identification. Back to Adventures in Paradise, brought to you by...
Moving the course on him, Tony. Good. She's blowing up.
I've been watching the Whitecaps.
Most passengers were below strapping themselves in their bunks, and you stand up here watching the Whitecaps build up.
It's so beautiful I could stay up here and sail forever.
Even with Mrs. Higgins aboard?
Mrs. Higgins doesn't bother me that much anymore. There's something else going on around here. You know, I can feel it.
Just a feeling?
I often get feelings. Maybe it's just me.
I think that was really you an hour ago. You were laughing and dancing.
That didn't mean anything.
You know, I think you're afraid to let it mean anything.
Yes, Doctor. Was that for therapy or for me?
Why don't we just assume it was for you?
Just a minute. Oh, Adam, someone's rocking the boat.
Might get a little worse before it eases up.
Oh.
I was kidding you before about the straps, but I think you better use them now.
Oh.
I think you better stow your cosmetic shop. before it breaks up. And I told you before, the best place for a passenger on a night like this is strapped in bed.
Where will you be?
Topside down, watch. Now sack out and stay put.
Adam?
Is that to bring us through the storm or for me?
Why don't you just assume it's for you?
Mrs. Higgins?
Oh, come in, Captain. Oh, do you think any of us will survive?
Gonna take 2 of these.
Well, I'll take anything. Oh. Please tell your Mr. Baker to postpone the horse races. I'll never be up to it.
All right, I'll tell Clay. Now, you stay here in bed and leave everything on deck to us.
After all I've been through, I'd hate to go like this, Captain.
It'll be over in the morning.
Ah.
Good night.
Bye.
Mr. Donne.
I'm well battened down, Captain. You don't have to worry about me.
Good. Mr. Hopu? Mr. Hopu.
Yes, Captain? Coming, Captain.
I just stopped by to tell you it's going to be a long, rough night to make everything secure, including yourself.
I intend to.
Good. This is standard equipment for Mambo instructors.
You mentioned security, didn't you, Captain? I happen to be a staunch believer in it. Furthermore, I have a license.
Well, I'll put in the ship safe, if you don't mind. This is the kind of security that tends to make me feel insecure. Good night.
Miss.
What a lovely lagoon.
All lagoons same. Same reef, same coconuts. See one, see them all.
Good morning, Clay.
Hi. Old lady took quite a beating.
Mrs. Higgins?
No, I mean the Tiki.
Oh. It's a lovely island there. What's its name?
Radapari. Just a little chunk of coral happened to be sticking up in the ocean when we need to pull in and check for storm damages. South Pacific's full of them.
I'd like to feel some solid ground underfoot.
Gee, I'd like to row you ashore, Miss Winthrop, but we got a lot of work to do.
Well, I can row myself.
Well, are you sure you know how?
Of course I do.
She row boat good. Man, I'd sure like to be shipwrecked with that.
Morning, chaps.
Morning. Morning.
Had quite a breeze last night.
It could have been worse. We took on some water, but the pumps are taking care of it now.
Ah. Think we'll be here long?
Well, depends on the pumps.
Oh, in that case, I'll go below and see whether Mr. Hopu has used up all the hot water.
I hope you told her not to go swimming.
Swimming? She didn't say anything about swimming. Said she wanted to get off her sea legs.
She'll get off both her legs if he goes in that water. Kelly, bring me the rifle.
A rifle? What's happening? Sharks?
No, ma'am, crocodiles. That inlet over there's full of them.
Crocodiles in the South Pacific? Ridiculous.
Now take a look.
Oh, that is a croc.
These are Fijian saltwater crocodiles.
Tony, she loaded.
Good.
Oh, what a night. I'm still rocking. And now we have crocodiles. I don't believe it. They should be in Florida.
Tell them.
In the water, swim for the boat.
Bravo! He's rescued us.
You're all right.
Oh, they all look so beautiful. Oh, Adam, who would have thought?
Mr. Donne, you missed all the excitement. He shot one square in the head. Where's Mr. Hopu?
Mr. Baker, better come down below with me.
What are all the long faces about? Everything's all right?
Not quite, Skipper. Follow me. Why would anybody want to kill a mambo teacher?
They wouldn't. He must have been a lot more than a mambo teacher. Hopu was killed with a 6-inch knife from the galley. All papers and identification are missing. Over.
We can be there in a matter of hours by flying boat, but we can't take off until early morning because of the weather here. Now, have you thoroughly questioned your passengers and crew? Over.
I'm in the process of doing so now. We'll keep you informed. We'll see you tomorrow. Over and out.
Till tomorrow, then. Good luck.
I don't think I like the way you're conducting this, Captain.
I haven't even asked you anything yet, Mrs. Higgins.
And that's what I mean. First you question Miss Winthrop. Oh, I know, if I were a man, I'd question Miss Winthrop first, too. And then you talk to Jeffrey Dunn. And I feel slighted at being last.
Not at all, Mrs. Higgins. I always save the best for last.
Well, thank you, Captain. Oh, poor Mr. Hopu. Do you know that he promised me free mandolin lessons? Oh, life is so unpredictable, isn't it?
You know, Mrs. Higgins, you should have gone on the stage. You give a magnificent performance.
Performance? Me?
Yes, as the jolly, touring American busybody.
Really, Captain? There's no reason for you to be insulting.
Far from it, Mrs. Higgins. I'm telling you the truth. You see, I know a great deal about you.
Good for you. And where did you gain all that knowledge?
Ah, I thought I was the one who was supposed to ask you the questions.
Don't answer me. I think I know. It was from Jeffrey Dunn, wasn't it? Oh, I see that I'm right. And did Jeffrey Dunn tell you he was an insurance claims investigator? Oh, I'm sure he did. He uses that one every once in a while. There's your actor for you, Captain. All that phony, tight-lipped British business. He's just sold you the Brooklyn Bridge, that's all. Jeffrey Dunn is strictly Hambo.
Mr. Dunn showed me his papers, and they were in order. Takes one to know one, Mrs. Higgins. Weren't you in San Francisco when the diamond was taken from Courbier's, just as you were in Suva when the emerald was missing from Chandra's?
Coincidence. Pure coincidence.
I think it's pulling the long arm of coincidence practically out of its socket.
They cleared me of all charges.
Well, search me. Search my cabin.
I know nothing of missing emeralds.
Naturally, only about international jewel thieves.
Well, I do try to keep tabs on most of the group. Take Jeffrey Dunn, for example. Sometimes he goes under the name of Sir Gordon Donahue. Other times it's Donald Terence Denning or Dimwith Durgling. You know, that last one's a tongue twister, isn't it? But don't take my word for all of this, Captain. Just get in your little wireless and call Suva. And they'll tell you that Jeffrey Dunn is 100% bona fide a phony.
Adam, when can we get underway again for Papa-Ete?
Yet. Couldn't you question us and sail at the same time?
Well, I've still got a couple more repairs to make.
I imagine the official inquest will take a few days.
Can't we please talk about something else?
Why talk about something else when we're all thinking about this? After all, there's a murderer aboard this ship. And we're all suspect. Even you, Captain Troy.
I could do with a bit of fresh air. Excuse me, please.
Good idea. I'll join you. Somebody has to keep an eye on him.
I was upset about a little incident in the jewelry shop. I've come back a long way since then.
You've come back?
Oh, back to life. When my husband died, I went into a shell. Now, curiously, just when there's another death, I feel like living again.
You had another shock this morning.
Oh, and I haven't even had a chance to thank you for saving my life.
You know, I'm beginning to think you're the only passenger on board worth saving.
Why do you say that?
Jeffrey Dunn claims Mrs. Higgins is a jewel thief. Mrs. Higgins claims Jeffrey Dunn is a jewel thief. They both may be jewel thieves. But one of them is also a murderer.
Which one do you think it is?
I don't know.
After all, Mrs. Higgins, you are the logical suspect.
Really? A lovable old lady like me traveling around the world, minding my own business?
I suggest you drop the pose, and with it the fictitious sister Millie and the niece with the fat wrists.
Oh, yes, the fat wrist. That was rather a nice touch.
Let me be frank with you. I represent Indemnifiers Limited, insurance claims investigators.
You do?
Now, wouldn't it be worth your while to give up the emerald to rid yourself of a murder charge?
It's an interesting proposition.
Then shall we make a deal, Mrs. Higgins?
Oh, come off it, you old windbag, and drop that indemnifier's routine. It's my guess that you killed Hopu because he really was a claims investigator.
Mrs. Higgins, I appreciate the old adage that the best defense is a strong offense, but to accuse me is preposterous. I didn't kill Hopu. You did.
Offense, defense, nothing. Come off it, Buster. Troy's onto you, too.
Mrs. Higgins, raising your voice won't do any good.
Look at the facts. Why haven't we moved out of this lagoon? More repairs? Nonsense. Our captain has radioed Suva. And we're going to wait right here for the answer.
Oh. Well, it seems I'm in as deep as you are. Now, how do we both get out of this?
We both don't. Ta-ta, Mr. Donne. I often wish there was a Millie to tell all this to. Oh, dear, we forgot to run our race. Now, giddy up. Giddy up. I declare myself the winner.
Well, the weather's lifting here, and visibility seems to be improving. We should be able to take off at about 0600. Estimated time of arrival, 0830. Our aircraft call letters will be GRLMP. Repeat, GRLMP. You read me, Tiki? Over.
Yes, I read you. See you sometime after breakfast, GRLMP. Over and out.
We've looked everywhere. She's not on board.
Plane should be coming in south by southwest. Let me know the moment you spot it. Come on. Calling GRLMP in flight. Calling GRLMP in flight. Over. GRLMP, this is Tiki. The Higgins woman is missing. Her cabin's been turned upside down. I'm holding Donne in irons until you get here. Over. Tiki, over and out.
Sorry, Captain. Irons are too confining. Now, you please both go and sit down on that corner settee. And don't move unless I tell you to.
You gonna hold that gun on us till you get sleepy?
Time we were underway, Captain.
Yeah? What course? How far do you expect to get?
Far enough. And the course will be 65 degrees.
65, that would put us right on Lahu, about 50 miles away. Friends there?
Naturally. You don't suppose I've come on board without having something in mind, do you?
They probably have a fast boat.
A fast flying boat.
It's right on the course to Tahiti, isn't it?
That's the picture exactly.
You'll never make it, mister.
Sit down, Mr. Baker, and enjoy that comfortable settee. Come out, Diane, quickly, will you?
What's the matter?
Topside, Captain, sharp.
You killed Hopu because he was the real investigator. You killed Mrs. Higgins because you thought she had the emerald.
Killed Mrs. Higgins?
65 degrees, Captain.
Still haven't found the emerald.
Oh, but we will. When my friends come on board, we'll make a search. Up, Captain.
Take him topside and tie him down. Everything all right?
Never better. And then there was one.
Hmm?
Oh, it's a murder mystery I saw once. 10 little Indians. from the nursery rhyme. And one by one they disappeared.
Oh, I thought that ended and then there were none.
Well, that's a fine thing to say, Adam. Hopu and Mrs. Higgins gone and Donne being held. Well, they're all part of the same story. You and I have a different story.
Yeah, at least we're still here.
We can be anywhere. Remember I said my money's brought me a long way? Well, it has. To you.
Money by itself never interested me.
But I come with it, and you're what I've been looking for.
There's just one problem. Our little Indian friends are still with us.
Well, I don't see them.
Well, more came over the radio than just a description of Donne.
You mean they found the emerald?
No, but they helped back up a theory I had on how it disappeared. Here, I'll show you. Now, this'll be the count at Roberts. And I'll need a sticky substance.
Sticky substance?
Yeah. See, I remembered when Mrs. Higgins entered the store, she was chewing gum. And I never saw her chew it again. This beeswax would be fine. And, this lump of sugar will be the emerald. I'll put it right on the map. Now, remember, she was chewing gum when she came into the store. And when she was talking about her sister Millie and knocking over packages and purses and accusing you, suddenly the emerald had vanished.
Well, what did you do with it?
It's not on the counter. Not on the floor. It's under the counter. So when they searched everyone at the police station, naturally they didn't find it, and then someone just went back to the store later to pick it up. Simple as that.
Why, Adam, I was an accomplice, and I never even knew I was being used.
Yeah, I seem to have all the answers, don't I? But where's the emerald?
Well, Mrs. Higgins had it. It must have gone overboard with her.
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
No one would have pushed her overboard for the emerald without searching her thoroughly first.
Well, what do you think happened to it?
I have another theory about that. See, Kim Hopu was killed because he was trying to do his job. And then Mrs. Higgins was pushed overboard by someone who didn't want a half share in an emerald, but wanted a whole share.
Well, then you mean Donne was in with her. But you told me you searched his cabin and the emerald isn't in it.
No, Donne never had it.
You just told me she was her partner.
No, I didn't say that. I said her partner was the one who went back to the store to pick it up.
Well, Mrs. Higgins could have gone back herself.
Ramat said Mrs. Higgins never came back to the shop. Someone else did, and Kelly and I were there at the time. You came back to pick up these. Spending $2,000 to pick up $75,000 is a pretty good investment, isn't it?
Well, that's a very wild theory, Captain.
Oh, about as wild as your story about your husband and your sad past. I'll let you know as soon as I search your cabin.
Found it, Captain. May I?
You don't mind, Mr. Donne? I'll hang on to it till the police plane gets here.
Where did you have it hid?
In this jar.
Vanishing Green. The most suitable hiding place. A harrowing voyage like this, Captain, is enough to make a man go straight.
I'm sorry to say this, Mr. Donne, but where you're going, you won't have much choice.
Tony, can I see?
Sure.
Is this what these two hollies get killed for?
That's right.
Sandy's birthday present more pretty than this.
And then there were none.
Adventures in Paradise, brought to you by